And let me introduce to you one of my genuine peeps, the great Christian Finnegan. Hello. And let me introduce to you Chris Finnegan.
Yeah, there you go.
Christian Finnegan, I heard that you're the flavor of the month for Keith. You've been his new BFF.
Mm-hmm. Well, Keith and I are friends, but he gets weird. He gets weird with the texting. It's a very strange thing where he'll make me feel like the girl who, like, is this guy going to be dangerous at a certain point? Like, do I need to, like, cut this off before it gets weird?
Why?
Like,
Is he too...
He'll send 12 texts in a row.
What does that mean?
Like,
though?
over like a 8-minute span where it'll just be like, all right, see you later. So what are you doing tomorrow? Well, I don't know. Let me get back to you. It's like, because we could go play bocce. I'm like, yeah, maybe we could do that. I'll get back to you. It's like, well, let me know about the bocce. Okay, I'm driving. Can I get back to you later?
Okay, first of all, he just left my apartment, so I know he wasn't driving. Secondly, I think...
Oh, you think I'm isolating this to one incident?
Do you know that when you don't text him back, he sends me a screenshot of your dialogue and goes, "Does Christian still like me?"
That's so irrational. I never did. And so it's...
of course, Hemda's a chronic liar. I would not say, hey, call me back. I need to know about this bocce tomorrow. But I would say, if I had a thought, like he could leave the apartment. And I think Christian Finnegan, and I'll get to this also, was on My Name is Keith. And he has this complex where he worries about being that guy, right?
Yeah.
And whatever that could mean. I don't want to seem needy or this kind of thing. And so I wonder if he's almost projecting in a way.
Unable to process real love and affection.
A little bit.
Strangers.
He'll leave my apartment and I'll go, oh, you know what? We were talking about, let's say, March Madness. Here's some thoughts that I didn't share with you. I think it's interesting.
And Christian writes back, cacao.
Right. So I'll send one after another until my thought's done. You can get to it or don't get to it. And then I think Christian's like, this is not the way things should be. I just left the apartment. That means that's the end.
Okay, first of all, you could put them in one text. That way I only have to reach for my phone once, as opposed to like putting it down and then it buzzes again and then I read it and I respond or don't.
How heavy is your phone?
It's annoying. It's annoying. And I'm not saying if you have two separate thoughts that happen 5 minutes apart, sure, send 2 texts. But sometimes it's like you'll send like, okay, and then a minute later, one more question, another text.
You know what?
Here's my question, another text.
I've gotten that from Keith, but like it'll be a weird hour, like 3 a.m. A bunch of texts will come in, and I don't get it until 7 a.m. And I don't know which text to answer, so I just go, "See you later today." I don't know.
Well, and it's like, are these real questions? Or are you doing this to sort of like poke at me? Is the equivalent of like, hey, am I annoying you? Hey, am I annoying you?
He's genuinely being your friend. And if he was in front of you, he'd be like, oh shit, did you hear this? And da-da-da and whatever.
I have always had a hard time reading Keith. I in terms of,
There's no
I have
reading.
a hard time knowing when he's being serious and when he's not. And no, I'm telling you. And are you looking up texts, or are you just annoying somebody else via text right now?
I'm texting Danny.
I get a lot too.
But also, it's like sometimes, and this is funny, but he came over to my apartment a couple weeks ago, and he's walking up my stairs, and I have built up a very firm, polite wall of silence between me and my neighbors. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I am hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Now you go into your apartment and I will go into mine and separate lives.
This is as far as I'm willing to go.
Yeah. And Keith is doing fucking business with one of my neighbors. Like, hey, this is Christian. You guys know each other? Like, we're going up the stairs. Not cool. It's funny.
What do you
mean? It makes me laugh, but it's not cool. It's not cool.
Are you serious, Keith?
I'll say this is international superstar Christian. He's your neighbor. Did you know that? And then we'd keep walking.
Exactly. Like, okay, that's funny. It's hilarious.
I think he was serious about that one.
No, but
I'm proud of my friend.
I had forgotten the international superstar part. Yeah, it's like specifically, that's what makes it so uncomfortable.
I actually really like doing that around you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I hate it.
When people don't know you, I'm like, Oh my God. Do you have Netflix?
Well, just because
he's totally on Netflix right now.
Oh, do you know how pathetic that makes me look? Do you know how much that diminishes me in people's eyes? It has the opposite effect
But
that
you
you
don't know
think
what
you're
you're
having.
talking about. You're ridiculous.
I'm not ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
If it's that Louis C.K. was once doing I don't know, it was Leno or Conan or something, and he was telling this anecdote where somebody walked up and said, "Are you famous?" He said, "Apparently not."
Right.
Do you know? I mean, that's the way it makes you feel. It's like, if somebody recognizes me and gives a crap, then that's wonderful. But there's nothing that would make me immediately dislike someone than having somebody point out, "Hey, that guy's famous over there."
You know what? See.
Really?
Okay, when I
Okay.
do it, I'm not saying that you're famous. I'm going like, if you didn't have,
Yes, no, you're different. Keith is malicious. You come from a genuine place.
but may I say, if you were a lawyer, right, and you were defending the poor and the
The poor, that case, US v. the poor.
if you were changing lives via your lawyerism, I don't know what the fuck lawyers do.
You're a lawyerism. It's a belief system. It's a
Yeah,
philosophy.
exactly. I would be like, hey, my friend is changing the world with this way. Like, he's so amazing. You should look him up, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing the same thing. You just happen to be on Netflix.
You're right.
You're
It
like
is-
my
it's easy.
favorite it's coming on 2 decades if it hasn't been 2 decades. You are like,
That is like
in my
so
top,
nice to say
not
to hear
never
that. It really.
disappoint. No, you won't let me say it.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't want you to just keep saying it, because as soon as you finish one sentence, he covers his ears, and then there's something else coming in. Oh my goodness! I looked at my phone at these texts I sent you, and it's one after another, but it's immediately after another. So you must see a text, then put it down, then oh shit, another one, put it down immediately. I don't see the problem.
I lock my phone in a safe every 3 minutes. It's a very expensive phone.
But I mean, let's be clear. When I'm saying, introducing you to your neighbor, obviously I know I'm ruining your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope there's no confusion there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Why wouldn't I
don't-
want to foster that friendship? Why wouldn't I want to water that plant?
Christian's also one of these people that will call you his friend and then not expect you to look at the rooms in his house that the doors are closed to.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck is that? That's not a friendship.
Did you just say that?
He's one of those weirdos who doesn't like you to go through his medicine cabinet. He's you know those assholes that get weird when you go through their underwear drawer and start putting on their clothes.
I think you genuinely just made Christian question himself.
Oh, no.
My office was dirty. I closed the door. I said, "Don't go in there."
Okay,
It's
now,
not-
look, now why is he even throwing that out? Is this a humble brag? He's got an office? So what, now I need to see this fucking office nobody asked you
You
about.
guys have an entire second apartment.
I will say, I won't tell
Yeah, I
tales
do have
out of
an
school,
office.
but the bathroom I was allowed in. And beautiful. I feel like I'm at the beach, Christian. And
Yeah, you got starfish.
starfish, seashells. I mean, why not have a lawn chair in there? The NyQuil took me away from thinking I was really at the beach, but it was a beautiful layout. By the way, I turned the starfish 160 degrees.
Oh boy. Sorry, we haven't taken your decorating tips and stuffed the apartment with industrial shelving. It's always nice to feel like I'm in a Mexican restaurant basement.
See what I mean?
Have
Salt
you
of
guys
the
had
earth.
sex yet?
Have we?
Yes, but he doesn't like when I text after. That's too much.
It's just during what bothers me. Are you liking this right now? Why aren't you responding to my texts?
No, I'm a good friend, and you know it.
I think you're a great friend. I'm not a good friend. I am not. Like, and when I say I'm not a great friend, I mean I'm a good friend in terms of like I'm devoted to the people I care about, whatnot. I'm not good at friendship. Like it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why that is.
I know.
Other than people that I've been like my stepbrother, like people who I've known for 30 years.
I think most people feel that way. I think it's very difficult to make and maintain friendships,
Yes.
just in general, and that's why people have besties.
Hey, I'll have my text buddy. You know, Brother Love, he'll be my text buddy.
But that's because he's in Nashville. You think this would have happened between you and Christian if Brother Love was here?
This would have happened.
No, I never would have. I would have hung out with Brother Love, of course.
Well, yeah, and that was also part of it is too, is that it's completely contingent upon Keith's schedule too. It's completely arrogant in its nature. Kat goes away for 2 weeks.
We can be friends for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then Kat comes back, suddenly nothing. You know what I mean? It's like it's just completely, absolutely
Christian,
nothing.
He's never going to leave her, okay?
I didn't know how to say it. Thank you, hon.
I feel like if I just hang in a little longer. No, but yeah, Friday and Saturday when you guys don't have shows, all of a sudden, Friday night, 9:00. What are you doing right now? I'm a stand-up comedian, Keith. What do you think I'm doing right now?
I don't know that's still going
It's
on.
my work day.
You made it to Netflix. You're done. How many times, Christian, and I should take, now I know you're a mess, or I would take this personal, how many times do you invite us out as opposed to me doing the inviting? The answer is none.
The answer is none.
But
no, you're right.
But
you're right.
But you do go out and you do have fun with me, and you know it.
Yes. Yes. And you know it. And you know it.
The poll today should be, do you want this friendship?
No, Keith has a point. I don't go out with people. Like, I don't hang out. It's just not what it's not. And I'd love to say it's because I'm so busy. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't married, I probably would go. I would initiate friendships or whatnot.
I doubt
but it's
it.
like
I would. You're so nervous about every fucking thing.
That's true.
Should I call him? He might think I'm not doing stand up today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. He's gonna worry about my career. No, but I feel like I become so depleted, and I don't know how to say this without sounding like it's an insult to Cambry, which it isn't. I become socially depleted easier than other people, I think. In that Cambry, she's an all hands on deck personality. Do you know what I mean? Like when Cambry and I are hanging out, it's full. She's not the kind of person who I just kind of zone out. You don't
read books side by side?
Huh?
You don't read books side by side?
No, it's not like that scene in Singles where James McNair is reading a newspaper. Anyway,
Cambry knows what we're doing today. Right? Is it like that? Like, hey, what are we doing today? And she doesn't say, who knows? Let's take it easy.
I mean, she's busy now,
Right.
but yeah, theoretically, she's the kind of person who's like, she has a plan or she wants to make a plan. Like but when
You mean an adult?
Yeah, one of those weirdos.
All right.
But can you have an easy day?
You would hope. Can
Right.
you have an easy day, Christian?
What do you mean? Like,
yeah. There's my answer.
That easy day might be, let's go have brunch for 3 hours. I mean, it's not like we have to, solve a
Rubik's
Sphinx riddle or something. It's very casual. Anyway, my point is that sometimes I will admit, like when I'm alone, I just am alone. And it doesn't really occur to me like, hey, I should call somebody and go do something right now. I just kind of cherish being alone.
This isn't just your wife; it's also your work. When you're at work, it's a very, very social atmosphere.
Exactly.
So you're constantly surrounded by people. Keith, when he doesn't ask people to hang out, he's still hanging out with people every single day and talking to them. This is actually what normal people do. We're just recording it.
Yeah.
So with all that interaction,
And also though, and I will say, taking you to task, that it's like
he's pointing at Keith.
Yeah, you,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes, sir.
Mally, is that when the podcast isn't happening, like you make it seem like I know that I'm basically just an excuse for you to speak to a human that day. It's not. It's like those. There are certain days when you were texting me when Kat was gone. It was like, oh, this has nothing to do with me. You just literally need to speak to someone that isn't the counter person at Panera Bread.
You should know that that's wrong because I can easily go on Xbox and yell this stuff at a 12-year-old. So you're absolutely being picked.
You're right. All right. Touche.
I'm not sending Danny these messages.
Well, yeah, but come on, that's Danny.
Danny's had it. You've had it, right?
No, we're buddies, me and Danny. He gets messages too. And do you ever think like, oh, you could have made this one message instead of 5 in a row?
I mean, who's to say?
Who's to say? Right.
I've gotten messages where I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then it turns out Keith is listening back to our show, and I'm like, yes, these are my favorite, because he'll
live tweet.
He'll live tweet me.
Personal
in
live
text.
tweeting.
Oh,
yeah. He did that with My Name is Keith. He's like,
Right.
oh, I'm listening to it. So great. But he's making these references. It's like, I don't remember. It was like, I'm not listening to it with you.
But still,
I take it like a puzzle. I'm just like, what does that mean? Yes, I know all this shit.
but I give you the gist. Like, for example, you would on My Name is Keith, you were talking about you felt bad you left your younger brother alone with your mom. And then I was saying, oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, I kind of felt bad that my youngest brother, Ken, was left
You've said
an
that.
overbearing dad.
You said that several times.
Right.
It's so interesting. You both have that experience.
So I'm texting him that, and then he's like, "Please, the friendship's over for the day. I can't have too much friendship." Apparently,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Well, and that's another thing too.
that there was a connection.
Well, I don't think that there is any such thing as a text connection. Like I don't
That's too bad.
put any emotional stock in a text message.
Then you should have said that after the second text. Go, I don't care. I don't believe in words. As a
Well, okay, but
artist.
you're ready to be sending those messages. It doesn't mean that I am in a position to receive them, Keith. In a phone conversation, at least, you are at least both doing the same thing at the same time. We are both having a phone conversation.
Now, him does
But if
nodding.
I'm nodding right now. This is very specific because Keith will send whatever thought in whatever degree of emotion your way. So it's like you might be out in brunch trying to make other friendships.
Or driving or on the subway.
Remember when your
or-
brother died? I can relate. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I have to do this now. And it's not egotistical.
I have to do this now. I have to go into this emotional place.
It's egocentric.
I should work for-
egocentric. The world is doing what I'm doing right now.
What the
Everyone needs to be where I'm at.
Then don't look at the text. You're the one.
Don't look at the text.
Yes. You're
Don't
the
look
one.
at the
You want to
text.
talk about ego? Then you're the one who's getting these messages going, I must focus on the. No, I get texts all the time. I look at them when the fuck I want to.
Oh, okay, so you're acting like they don't mean anything, and yet obviously they do because this severely injured you that I didn't want to get all fucking Dr. Phil with you when I was in the middle of eating my tuna burger.
You are so fat. When I text, yes, of course I care about it. I'm texting, but I'm not telling you pull over the car. You'll see it.
But obviously, my not having gotten back to you about that has bothered you.
No, it
Now you're going to say it didn't. You're going to say it bothered you. Now you're going to pull that back.
I'm not bothered. I'm disturbed.
Okay.
I'm not angry. I'm upset.
Were you or were you not?
Oh my God, I'm so glad there are other people in this room to look at while this is happening. I swear to God, Danny and I almost at exactly the same time broke out into clapping because it was just like, we as we went to clap our hands for the first time, we just laughed at each
I'm telling
other.
you, this is the Oscar clip right here. This is the one. This is the one.
No, bother.
Best performance by...
Being bothered is such a big word because I don't care about you that much.
Okay,
but I
nothing
am
makes you seem more bothered than being like, I'm not bothered. You keep saying that this bothers me, and that I'm not actually bothered by it at all. It just
I'm saying to learn that this you felt put out because I'm not in a place to read a text message now with
It's
my
not that I'm in a
fragile
place-
brain.
I'm not in this place to respond. I'm not in a place to have a conversation about it. It doesn't mean that I might just look at it and be like, oh, don't have time for that. Okay,
There
back
you
to my
go.
day now.
There you
and that's
go.
what I do.
How'd you do that?
But you then project all this emotion onto it that I've like rejected you or like not come to where you were. Like, oh, Christian's afraid of this emotion. No, I'm not afraid of this emotion. I'm on the fucking G train or whatever. It's like I'm doing
it's
shit.
a very busy train, right? You have to conduct
of
it.
all the lines I could have picked. Why the G train? Like, what could sound douchier?
That's not even the one Jenny's from. So you're saying
You're on the 6. Is that Jenny
from the block?
Lopez.
You know,
Yeah.
and don't.
But that's she doesn't. Okay, you just fucked that up because it's Jenny from the Block, and the name of the album was On the 6. There's no Subway mention in Jenny from the Block.
No,
so,
you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, now I
mic drop, boom, explosion sound.
Well, now I see, Christian, how busy you are looking that up. That I couldn't believe that I texted
you
you
really
something
think I need
about
to look that up?
about our families having something in common. I don't know if I want to be in
Honestly, I
this
swear to
place
God.
right now.
I don't even remember having the feeling that you were reaching out to me like that. When I saw that text message, it was just kind of like oh, okay, we'll talk about that. It wasn't like, oh, wow, Keith, it didn't occur. And that's the thing also I think people don't understand with text messages, with text in general, is that you imbue this intention, but all the other person is seeing is the actual words you type.
That's what it did. If
But
I
there's
if
no-
I was crying, I'd add an emoji.
Oh, right. You're right.
We got
You should have added
characters
an
for
emoji.
everything, and everybody, by the way, ask around. would rather text than talk to people. So
Well, they're fucking wrong. They're weirdos. You can have a 20-second
line right
phone
now.
conversation. You can have a 20-second phone conversation and save yourself a 15-minute text back and forth. Okay, weirdos. I'm telling you, I realize the world has decided otherwise, but that's why everyone is constantly staring at their phone all the time. It's not that necessarily just that people are self-centered or distracted or whatever. It's just physically having a conversation takes longer now. Because texting takes longer than talking.
If I want to share this thought about my brother and your brother having a lot in common, do I call you? It would be a 5-second call. That wouldn't put you out more? Or do I just, hopefully I think about it next time I see Christian?
Honestly,
it's flippant.
You're right. And I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I went on with my day. Only now am I discovering that you've taken this as this.
Hey, you want to be put in that place?
I
That was
say
you.
that.
No,
Who said that?
You said that. When
did I say that?
I'm not ready to focus on this text.
No. I'm saying I'm not ready to focus on any text because I'm busy doing shit. That's what I'm saying. Is that people are going about their day. You're in an elevator, going to a fucking meeting, or you're tech meetings. No.
Did you guys decide if you're gonna have children or not?
Oh,
I feel like it's important to discuss.
I know not to text the question. Anyway,
but I just people in this is not a Keith Malley thing. This is a problem I have with a lot of people. Is that they will just send you texts because they're in a position to receive texts. Like there's a guy who books a comedy club who does that. It'd be like, "What are your avails for April?" It's like,
That's
okay.
insane.
And then if I don't respond within a half an hour, it's question mark. Like, fuck you, dude. I'm doing shit.
That's weird. I will give you that.
Vincent is saying, I'm with Keith. If I care that...
Oh, really? The Keith and the girl fans are with Keith? How shocking.
If I care enough that I need you to... God, how could she be married to you? If I care enough that I need you to know now, I'll call you. If I have something on my mind, I'll send 2 or 3 texts in a row. I don't care if you get it now. Just read it and do what you will.
Is that signed an annoying person?
Don't act like me caring enough to tell you stuff is putting you out. Amen. So true. And this guy's in Alberta. That's a whole nother country. And he gets it. It's universal is what I'm saying.
Crosses international lines.
Yes,
I guess.
yes.
You're ahead of your country, Keith.
Right. I'm sorry that I like genuine people, Christian. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, then I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
I guess this is it. It's over.
Let's call this one the breakup.
I guess that's why they call it the blues.
It's cool. Jesse Joyce will be here in a few days.
Oh, yeah, I'll text him.
Text him. By the way, Jesse backed me up on this, by the way. We talked about Keith's insane texting.
But you don't
And
care.
Jesse's the one who
but
brought it
you
up.
don't- but you
I was
don't
like, yeah, I've been
care.
hanging out with Keith, and it's like, he's always texting. Like, yeah, I was on like 10 texts in a row. And I would never have been, there's actually, and this isn't a real argument, obviously, but there's nothing that I dislike more than when in an argument where somebody does the whole, I'm not the only person who thinks this way. Like, oh, fuck you. And so I never would have done that. It's only because you brought up Jesse. It was like, oh, and by the way, Jesse backed me.
Have you spoken to Ray DeVito lately? Just seeing if there's a list that if I mention a few people, that
yeah,
pop
he
up.
said, ook, me hit rock. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I always call Ray DeVito a sexy caveman because he looks like a really handsome, ripped Cro-Magnon.
I will give you that. Sexy caveman. That should be his new Twitter handle.
Totally.
Did you say sexy?
He looks like the stone. Remember in old Super Friends cartoons, there was the Superman made out of like stone, Bizarro Superman or whatever. That's what Ray looks like.
I don't remember that, but I'll text Mike Lawrence later.
Oh, careful. Yeah, you don't want to put Mike. Maybe he's not in a place where he's ready to deal with that text.
It's not an emotional place. It's a physical, literal place.
He might be doing stand-up and have to drop the mic and answer the text right away.
Which one of you guys sent the penis pic first? Not yet? No?
I may have wrote UU equals D. I can. So it was probably me.
Yeah, I love that you knew it. You equal.
I had not to brag. I'm 3 equals.
Dude, that is hilarious.
Christian Finnegan, like I said, was on My Name is Keith. It's episode number 22. That guy. As Jack Daniels sits in, comedian and actor Christian Finnegan gets raw and real on his marriage, career, new QED art space venture, weight issues, insane upbringing, dead brothers, and a murderous father-in-law. The episode begins with some good-natured frivolity discussing drugs. It ends with Christian. Now listen to this. This makes me sick.
This is about my fingers.
It ends with Christian literally chewing on his fingers and creating a horror scene.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We got to talk about this. First of all, everything I just in that little summary is amazing in this show. It really is. But here's
it was fun. In all seriousness, that was fun.
Of course, that's fun. I do the best show I ever did.
Especially when Keith pretends to be angry and just yells all of a sudden.
Oh, believe me, I hate you. Here's a little of the fingers. Here's what's interesting.
I've made my fingers all bleed.
Holy fuck. Holy shit. Christian.
I have this weird thing that I do where I chew on my fingers.
Holy
it's not...
shit. My older brother does that where he'll bite the cuticle. And I always thought that was gross. But
I bite the whole fingers. I'm sorry, it's gross.
How often do you do that?
Every day.
Every day. But they bleed every day. So every day you bite your fucking...
Not every day. I mean, every day I bite them, but not every day do I make them all bleed like that. But my dad... It was a weird bonding moment that my dad and I had like 10 years ago where I was talking about like, I bite my fingers all the time. And he's like, and you don't stop till it bleeds, right? I'm like, yeah.
But that's a terrible father. He should have, when he was a kid, he should have recognized you do that.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't. He was a typical suburban dad. He was.
I would notice
drinking tall boys in the bathroom at 2 a.m.
I don't know if that's typical.
That's not typical, really. But my dad, who was a a sweet
don't
guy.
Don't wipe your fingers on my cloth.
Oh yeah, it's not even the top 10 dirtiest things that have gone on in this room. But when I was a kid, every night he would go into the bathroom with the 6-pack of tall boys, and he would lock the door, and he wouldn't come out like after 9 o'clock. Like he would just be in the bathroom. Like, and he told me he would just do the crossword puzzle, and then he would just pace back and forth in the bathroom and drink tall boys.
Were you ever in the house? And
we were there. Just we'd know not to go into the bathroom. Like he was.
Did you know he was drinking?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what drinking meant. I just knew that there'd be a smell in the bathroom the next morning.
Oh wow! You got what could we do to get you to stop fucking doing that with your nails? You got to stop.
My wife has tried so long.
Did you try clear nail polish? I'm not sure what. You're fucking bleeding. Did you try clear nail polish?
I haven't actually tried it.
Try it.
I'm supposed to.
Try it.
I've been told to wear gloves, all sorts of shit.
Nail polish. What are you going to do? Walk around with gloves?
Exactly.
Nail polish. Clear. Not shiny. Clear. It's nothing.
The problem is that, like, once you start chewing on them,
you Google,
there's always like dead skin, and that's like so tempting. It's like when you pull a thread on a sweater, it's like you just want to keep pulling it. It's not like total psychosis.
Once you get blood on one finger, you don't go, holy fuck, I fucked up.
You're right. There's blood on like both of them.
Oh, every fucking finger. You got 10 out of 10. A+.
I'm sorry.
We want to save you, so this is the point. I never know until the end of the show. I'm going to save somebody. But you can laugh. I'm a superhero.
You're the worst superhero ever.
It takes a while,
What's your name?
Superman can
what's your...
I don't even have a name yet. That's marketing's a
Sleeveless
problem.
Man.
You got to get the nail polish. I'm
no worse than anyone else. We're all fucking damaged.
That's so stupid. Because if that'd be me saying if I had some kind of problem, Christian bites his fingernails. We're all the worst. No, I work on my problems. You work on your problems.
You have problems.
Oh, do I? I'm no worse than somebody that eats their fingers off. Right. I have problems. And as a friend, we're going to help each other. And you got to fix your fucking fingers. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because, I'd rather you did. But I'm going to assume you're not. I'm going to buy you clear nail polish. Okay. You put them on, and then we'll see what happens. Whatever. Because I guarantee you Google what's the sickest nail polish that doesn't make me look like a fruit. So I stop eating my fingertips. Okay, then I'll get red.
I look like a fruit.
Then I'll get red, and then it hides the blood. I'm going to get you fixed, and you're welcome.
All right. Thank you for fixing me. I appreciate
it. I appreciate it. Thanks for fixing me.
Oh my God, you guys are the cutest.
He never gave me the nail polish. So
he looked it up. I was there. Keith is. You want to talk to Jesse Joyce about Keith? We talk about you. We had a meeting. Amazon was looked up.
No, he didn't.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. He's highly concerned about this.
Okay, Christian, look. You're going to start with this.
I
This is Bite No More. And you put this polish on your fingers, and it's bitter tasting. So
This is all set up. I had no idea it was being set up for this.
this is a nail file. You can use those to simply file some things down. But of course,
Or
you know,
to
you're
escape prison.
the main thing you
Camera's
want
dad out.
is the Bite No More. Now,
Oh my god! I
when you
have no idea.
graduate from the bitter taste, you can go with regular clear polish. That'll remind you, hey, don't fuck up. But you won't have that bitter taste in your mouth at least. Now, you are a little baby, of course. Babies bite their fingers. So here's some lollipops for you. And you just suck on those a little bit when you get the urge. In the beginning, it's going to be tough. Okay? And then do me a favor.
You're welcome to suck on those whenever you like.
Right. And then, so do this regiment. And then
Is it an accident that they look so much like testes?
they are what they are. You like what you like, right? You don't mind being a fruit, I heard. And live
I
it up.
don't.
Right.
It's 2015. No,
Is this like getting a workout book for your birthday?
a little bit?
Okay.
A little bit. This is you have a problem, and you're obviously not an adult, and so you need to do this. No, I am flattered.
Oh,
I'm
you're
a little
welcome.
weirded out. I'm uncomfortable.
Right, with
but,
friendship.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie to
over.
you.
I think he's uncomfortable because it bothers you. Like, this isn't like, it's partially, Christian, this will help your life. And the other part is, I don't want to look at you.
Okay, well that's entirely acceptable.
What I would do.
This is impressive. Bite no more.
Yes.
In French, pour arrêter de se ronger.
Probably not,
les
Christian.
ongles.
Yeah. I'm gonna doubt it. But anyway, it definitely is a foreign language. I don't think you're close.
It's not. I took French. It's French, motherfucker.
We all took French.
We all took
and
French.
there's Spanish too.
Oh, country, right?
What'd you say? I didn't even hear that.
I said au contraire.
What your
Wait, what's au contraire? Is that the name of an incredibly award? I was going to say award-winning. It didn't win any.
Douche.
Like I caught myself. I was about to say award-winning as if it just meant like fantastic. It's like, oh no, yeah, something actually has to win an award to be an award-winning thing, doesn't it?
You won Netflix.
Oh, is that what it is?
Now, your dad was a terrible father, and I'm trying to be here for you now.
My dad is a wonderful man. I love my
Compared
dad.
to your mom, yeah, he's great. What your dad should have done instead of saying, now's a great time to eat that lollipop.
I'm eating it.
Christian.
You cannot give me
That's
a
right.
lollipop. It's
can-
something to do with my hands and my mouth that isn't chewing my fingers.
I see what you're saying. It's like I can't get a text and focus on it later. I know. I hear what you're saying. You're a child, and I gave you a toy.
I'm having
So
a fucking
anyway,
lollipop, fucker. But I'm gonna make it really loud in the
what,
mic too.
you're already
You
very
know what?
loud.
It's like you're in the movie theater and you're like, no one can hear me open this. If I do it slowly, no one can hear it. Suck it, Christian.
And now Kristen's going to put the lollipop in his mouth.
There's no way you're not on videotape right now. Remember that?
Camera love that.
What your
I don't want to get Danny too into this, but
what your dad should have done, instead of saying, hey, I bite my fingers till they bleed too, he should have, when he catches you chewing your fingers, make you eat the whole family's fingernails. And then it'd be too much.
do you have enough fingers for the whole family? Well, yeah, I have 10. Of course.
Bucho writes, I love this My Name is Keith episode. It was suspicious how sober Christians seemed throughout. Has anyone checked the security footage to see if he was hellering? Regarding Catherine Heller.
She pretends
She spit it out
She
like
did
a
the whole
bartender
like
trick.
strip club thing.
Yeah, but she was on cam too. Balls in your mouth, Christian.
So, no, Christian just, he's a professional.
People don't realize how much I drink. is what it is.
I poured his drinks. They were 3 fat drinks of Jack Daniels and Coke Zero, because his health is most important.
How drunk were you, Christian?
I think by the end of it, I was pretty drunk. I wasn't as, I definitely was, but it hit me kind of like suddenly, like maybe 2/3 the way through is when I like felt it.
Keith, have you thought of like every 10 minutes making your guest stand up for a second? Because that's when you feel it.
I'll stand up and shake their head around. He's not a shot guy, so I think people missed the shot yell.
That might
I
be
see.
it. Yeah, I don't like shots.
But and something else. When we used to be friends, Christian told me about Diet Mountain Dew and Jack Daniels.
It's quite good.
When I was in his house going
Called
through
the
his
trailer
drawers,
park.
and it's delicious. The trailer park. I didn't mean to talk over that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sometimes I forget that it's your podcast. Sorry.
Tony says, this is my favorite My Name is Keith so far in 2015. I love Keith and the Girl VIP.
It's only March.
I love the friendship between Keith and Christian. Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
How many have there been in 2015?
I love the competition between Hugsy and whatever the hell Finnegan's ugly dog is named. I just enjoyed it all.
He wrote that himself. Keith wrote that.
I'm just
He emailed
reporting.
that to himself.
I don't like to talk about,
Keith
war
reports.
either, but I have to report.
You decide.
Right. At first, I too just considered him to be the chubby, funny guy. Going back to Melvin Goes to Dinner.
I don't know what that means.
Were you ever in a show called Melvin Goes to Dinner?
No.
Well, she liked it.
Well, then yes.
Or Chappelle's Show. But this man has really evolved, and I wholeheartedly applaud him for that.
Yeah, you evolved from Chad on
What-
Chappelle's Show.
Right.
You really evolved from that made up character.
That stereotype.
He no longer seems
This
to
fictional person.
allow people to fuck his women in front of him while he masturbates and cries. I'm very proud of him. Was it Cambry that did
By the way, I
that?
totally do that. I'm be fine with that.
She says, was it Cambry that did that? Probably, but I'll give him some credit as well. So there you go. I appreciate his honesty, his candor.
Okay, can I just say,
Yes.
that's something that annoys. And this is one of the things where sometimes people's impulse to chivalry and people's impulse to be feminist get confused. Where, there's this thing where whenever, like, everything is always in any couple, whenever you compliment a man, it's always like, oh, your wife, she's the one who did it, whatever.
Well, she's the one who told us she
But
did
if
it.
you were to do that in reverse,
On my show.
but can you imagine? Can you imagine the hellstorm if you said that in reverse? It's like like if you said to a woman, like, "Man, you really married up. Your husband is so much better than you are."
You shouldn't
Like,
lie
like,
you shouldn't lie to your friends.
Well, I think.
Find a couple. Find a couple to say that to.
Yeah, good luck keeping him. I think it's something to do with that. Obviously, as men, we ruled the world, and trying to make women feel better, we say things like that. We say things like,
That's what I'm saying.
Your better half, and it's like, you know what? Who cares?
but
Let
that's what I'm
him
saying.
have
It's
it.
condescending. It
is
actually has the
condescending.
reverse of the intended effect. I think to
Right.
me, it diminishes women more than elevates them.
It doesn't matter, she says, if it's Keith and the Girl or a VIP spinoff. I will always listen when Christian is on. Thanks for giving me even more reason to not let Video Ultimate lapse. Look at that. Here's one. It's the best show ever did. That's how they do it over there. That's true. That is very true.
Your tagline is really helpful.
It's a very good tagline. It's the best show ever did. That's a tattoo on somebody, and I'm not joking. It's on the shoulder. It's my logo, the exclamation point that kind of looks like a bear inside my face, and it's on their back, and it says "Best show ever did."
What's unfortunate is that no one's able to see the tattoo because it's covered up by the straitjacket. So,
Hey, let me mention this, please. Talking about Vistaprint, 500 business cards for just $9.99. Vistaprint.com. Use the code KATG at checkout. Okay? You need business cards. And even if you don't have a business, you want these cards. Valentine's Day, get 500 business cards, throw them around, put one underneath the starfish. Next time Cambry cleans up, it's like, surprise! Oh, you love me. That's
I think you
nice.
get like 1,000 business cards saying "you love me"
For $10,
or "I love you." I guess
done.
Yeah.
I love me.
I would not write "you love me."
When you mess up at Vistaprint, they make it right, even if it's your fault. So they would correct that. That's how great these guys are.
Also, some people might want to say, remember that you love me on a card. And just kind of sprinkle that around the bullshit that they do.
Get 500 business cards, Christian, and say, I'm sorry. Daddy's bad.
But what do I do next month though?
Well, one at a time. We'll see how this
Once
goes.
I give them out.
Xerxes got his wife a gift of Vistaprint cards, 500 business cards, and they all say good for one blowjob. So good for him.
That's 500 blowjobs, man.
That's 500 blowjobs for $10. you type in the math in the calculator, you get the error symbol.
Every time he hands her one, she's like, "God damn, enough!"
His equal signs are smiley faces.
Right. Pick from tons of industry-specific designs. Add your info. You're on your way. With many customizable options, you create the card that's right for you. Go to Vistaprint.com. Use the code at checkout, KTG500. Business cards for only $9.99.
By the way, Christian, the feedback is freaking out a little bit because your IMDb does say Melvin Goes to Dinner.
don't
And
know
they're
what that
very
is.
upset that you don't know what that is.
Click on it.
Well, you have homework.
No, seriously, I swear to God, I have no idea what Melvin Goes to Dinner is. Like, not even a clue.
Did you ever have dinner with a guy named Melvin?
I've never met anyone named Melvin. I don't think. I think I had a Latino super once named Melvin.
Hey, by the way, speaking of my real true friend, Brother Love.
You know, you were an extra as Chris Finnegan. You remember being
true.
Chris for a day?
What year was this?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have no.
It's my fault.
I have no idea what that is.
2003.
Oh, that's that bubble. Oh, no. I wish I would love to have been involved in that. I actually do remember what that is now. I have nothing to do with that.
Well, now you can say you have been involved.
All right. Well, I worked with Bob Odenkirk.
And you want to know something about that skit?
No, it's okay.
Really? Because
Sure.
it's award winning. I was going to say, speaking of Brother Love, he is his VIP show called Virgins and Throw Pillows, and he's talking about his new girlfriend moving in with him. And, you know, he cleans the house, and he doesn't know what to do with these fucking pillows. You know, do I place it like this? Do I throw it, and however it lands, it's really getting under his skin. What do women know? You can just buy a nice pillow and be comfortable. I think what is the story with throw pillows? Do they get them for free and they just try to make them work?
This is the wrong woman.
You know what I mean?
And I actually
I
might
think
be
my
the
penis
wrong
just
man
came out.
because I do think that a couple of shams in addition to the pillows you actually sleep on make a bed look better. I do think that. Like we have the pillow rolls, you know, like we have a few pillows.
But
in
don't
I think it makes it look a made bed look more made.
I feel like throw pillows, they look childish, A, and B, they just get in the way more. Just get a nice pillow.
I think that they can look good, but I never want to do my bed, and I don't care, and I don't get the satisfaction that people get from that. So more pillows in a New York apartment, no.
I don't know. No, to me, I think sometimes
I looked into your bedroom. You don't have too many pillows, just to be clear.
Good. No, we have like, you know, two on each side, you know, like the regular pillow that you sleep on, and then the one that's in like the sham. And then we have the two pillow rolls, like the ones that look like cylinders.
But is that what you use, like when one of you is away? You know what I mean?
What do you mean, to like hump on?
Yeah, no, like a nice thing, like
well, no, it can
those
be
body
it's something to rest
pillows.
your arm on, or
Yeah.
put, you know. But it's also if you're like watching TV in bed, you put it behind your head or whatever.
oh, so it's useful.
It has some function. This is
Forgiven.
the least interesting conversation. I'm sorry that I brought up the pillow situation. I apologize.
Tracy Morgan, you know this accident with the Walmart truck. He's still in a bad way. Another comedian died. The children of James McNair, the comedian who was killed, got a $10 million settlement from Walmart.
Okay.
Okay.
You think that's not enough or too much? Or?
I don't know. It doesn't.
I'm gonna guess you think it's too much.
I don't think it's too much. I
don't think it's too much, considering it's certainly not out of the ordinary for what a case like that to be able to not go to court and to not. It's worth it to Walmart to spend that money to not have their name dragged through the mud in a long trial for 3 months. Do you know what I mean?
It's worth it to them because that's the kind of money they make. We're not talking about normal people money. That's
Yes.
the kind of money they make. He left behind children that now have to suffer. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess like what you want to sort of think in your head is hopefully that they do good things with that money, but then you're like, who cares what they do with the money? They just lost a father. And
And also, let's break this down here. Half of that is going to taxes right off the top.
Right.
And then probably a third of what's remaining, or actually no, a third of the entire 10 is going to lawyers, I'm sure. Do you know what I mean? So they're probably not making, I don't know how many people it's split between, but I mean,
should the court play stand up from James McNair, and then depending on how funny it is, that's how much money the family gets. It's based on what he would earn.
well, by that token though, I mean, there's lots of people that aren't funny, but you're like, oh yeah, that makes money.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like you could play you could play Jeff Dunham and be like, oh well, this guy shouldn't get anything. Well, no, that dude makes millions of dollars.
Hey,
well, I'm glad we worked that out for his children. Thank you, everybody.
So what I'm saying is, children of James McNair, it's okay that your dad wasn't funny. No, I have no idea whether his dad was funny. I'm just being
I have no idea either. I don't know that guy. Do you?
I don't. He did I did Google him. I actually knew a couple people that were in the van.
Oh yeah.
But
The limo?
Yeah. It was like a limo van. It was like one of those.
Pimpin'.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harris Stanton, who's a comic, and he just like broke his wrist or whatever, and Artie Fuqua, who's still majorly fucked up.
Oh, is he? What is happening with Artie?
I don't know. It's kind of like a bit of radio silence. Like I get the feeling that he's like rehabbing, but I think he might be like, I think he's permanently. Yes. I don't know this, but all I know is that the people who know him don't seem to want to talk about it, and so that just makes me want to. Because I know him on a hi, what's up basis, but the people who are friends of his just kind of when I ask about it, they just kind of shake their head, and I'm like, all right,
God forbid they text you information.
Oh,
You're right. You're similarly aggrieved as Artie Fuqua.
Hey, I want to tell you guys about Vegas.com. Are you going to Las Vegas?
Yes.
Okay. Then you go to Vegas.com. It's one-stop shopping. You go to Vegas.com and you're going to get the best deals on everything Vegas has to offer. On shows, on hotels, on everything Vegas has to offer. And you will find the lowest price for any show at Vegas.com.
It's guaranteed.
Christian Finnegan's bringing up Jeff Dunham. Say you want to get tickets to that? You save $73 off Jeff Dunham tickets by going to Vegas.com.
Can you just imagine how expensive those tickets must be if they can afford to give you a $73 discount?
That's a good point, Christian. Thank you.
Okay, very good, Christian. Christian just left, but let me continue.
No, I'm not. No, that's not a slam on Vegas.com. I'm just saying it's like. I'm sorry. I'll leave now.
No, please elaborate. It's good timing.
I just played that. I was like, oh yeah, that's not cool.
I'm just saying, either way, you're going to have to empty your kid's bank account. Anyways.
The negative point of view. Christian Finnegan.
Okay, listen. You get these savings, and things are expensive. He is right. Things are expensive in Vegas. If you can,
and what are you paying?
All the more reason you need Vegas.com though.
Because you're paying
to deal
for
with these.
Right. Do you know actually every single game the house has the advantage? Okay, thank you, Christian. Vegas.com, you get the cheapest price on everything by going to one convenient location. In fact, when you use code KATG, you're going to get 10% off everything excluding air hotel packages. 10% off on top of that. Everyone knows that insiders get the best deals. They're not. This isn't a travel site. These are guys from Vegas. They live there. They work there. They party there. They know the deals. They have something called Drop Watch. It's a tool that promises the lowest rates on hotels. It monitors the price even after you book and notifies you of changes to ensure that you get the best deal. Come on.
Now here's the thing. When you use this, when you go to Vegas.com and you use code KATG, then you have the right to Twitter. I just went to Vegas.com and used code KATG, and at Christ Finnegan can go fuck himself. Is that your Twitter?
Me no hable.
No, that's French again. Go to Vegas.com right now. Click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner. Enter the code KATG. Okay? All right? Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Now, if people want to be friends with you, Christian Finnegan, God forbid. I don't know. Maybe it's like
not been fun. I'm going to have to ride home in the rain from this.
Keith wanted to get to know me too much. Okay, Christian. Go follow him on Twitter, at Christ Finnegan. God complex.
No.
And say, well, go ahead, explain.
Back when I got my first email address years and years ago, there were a
Fascinating.
certain number of characters that you could have in your email address, and Christian Finnegan wouldn't fit, and so I shortened it. And I don't like it when people. And I knew if I called myself Chris Finnegan, that people call me Chris, and I hate when people call me Chris. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh, Keith just put that one in the bank. I don't like hate it. I'm just saying it like I don't.
It
people
doesn't
don't call
bother
me. Well, I don't like it when people don't know me. Like at shows, like MCs be like, "Hey, Chris, what's going on?"
Right.
Like what? Like we're buddies. Like what?
Look, I will say this, and this is the truth about my
I
friend.
don't make buddies.
Right. Okay, let me tell you seriously. My pal here, Chrissy, he is one of the funniest stand-ups. And this is a fact, and he's doing a show on his birthday. Oh, what a great idea, Christian. April 1st is his honest-to-God birthday, and he will be doing a stand-up show. And
you know what? I've already been a jerk a couple times. I'm not going to be a jerk again. But man, there's one set up for me if I wanted to be a jerk.
You know what? No, that's not how funny works.
Yeah, do me a favor, Christian, and text it to me.
Actually, can I just... the show is at QED, which is your wife's venue / yours, let's face it.
I'm an investor. It's her space. You know, it's our money, her space.
The space is really great. I'm going. I know Xerxes already has his ticket. I believe Allie Mae is coming. There's going to be a bunch of people because watching Christian on stage, it's less frustrating than this. You know, it's so
Thank
great.
you.
It's so great to see you. I like your material is phenomenal. You're just
That's so. All I can say is thank you. I appreciate that.
April 1st at QED.
Yes.
Let me second that.
And then afterwards, stick around because there's a birthday party. We're having pizza and beer. And yeah, so even if you can't come to the show, please come to the show.
Just come to the
But if
fucking
you can't
show.
come to the show, come by later and have a beer.
Can I let me I do want to second that what Hemda's saying when it comes to Christian. So I agree.
I saw that one
I
coming
agree
down
for
the pike.
sure.
No
Listen.
surprise on that one.
They know what I mean when I say ugh. It's in the tone.
And if you all have a chance, make sure you check out the this sketch, Dinner with Melvin. It sounds very funny. And I think you'll all enjoy that. Christian, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I'll never see you again. I'll look through the window at your show, though. I already bought a ticket, so you got that money. So good for you. And tomorrow we'll talk to a real friend.
KeithAndTheGirl.com